Hey everyone, I'm Chef Julie Andrews, and this is Meredith from the Fitchburg Fire Department.
Yep.
We are back in UW House Learning Kitchen, and today we are going to do a lightened up enchilada recipe.
Really excited about this one.
So instead of the tortillas, we are going to use zucchini. So it's that time of year, and it's a really fun recipe, so why don't we get started?
And people are always looking for reasons and ways to use up the zucchini.
Yes.
So it's a great option.
Absolutely. So we're going to start with the chicken. So we just have some chicken breast here that was sauteed. So this is about a pound.
Okay.
And I sauteed it in a little oil, a little salt and pepper, and then chopped it up in little pieces.
So you sauteed it first as full chicken breast?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, yep. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of enchilada sauce. Now you can make your own with chilies and stock and onion and all that good stuff, but you can also buy some. And then this is smoked paprika. It's my favorite spice.
Nice.
And then some chili powder.
Nice, so it gives it a little heat.
Mm-hmm. And then we just stir it together until it's all coated.
Perfect. And of course, anytime you're cooking on the stove, especially when you're doing the little bit of oil for sauteing the chicken breast, obviously always keeping an eye on that pan. You never want to walk away from stuff heating on top of the stove.
That's a really good tip. Very important, right?
Yep.
All right, so now we have our zucchini.
Okay.
So I took, full zucchinis, chopped the ends off, and then I used a peeler, just a vegetable peeler, to make these little strips. Now they are a little thin, so you want to use a couple.
Okay.
So I have a couple done, so you can kind of see what they're going to look like. But
Sure.
you want to, depending on how thick it is, you can use 2 or 3. So then we take a little scoop of the chicken mixture, and then we just roll it.
Nice. Easy enough.
Mm-hmm. And I use 2 bigger zucchinis, so it kind of just depends on the size, on how many you need
Yep.
for the pound of chicken.
So just kind of layer them up and
Yeah, and it's super easy.
yeah.
I actually find that the smaller zucchinis are easier to work with because if they get wider than your peeler, it's kind of
sure.
hard to deal with. So
That
just
makes
kind of keep that
sense.
in mind that the smaller ones are actually better.
That makes sense. Well, and using a peeler is a good idea rather than trying to. I was imagining trying to slice it that thin with a knife.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if you're really good with a knife, you can do that. But again, safety first, and you want to make sure they're similar in thickness too.
Yeah,
So
sure.
unless you're really good at that, it can come out a little bit.
Nice. And then you sprayed the pan.
Uneven.
It looks like with just a little bit of spray oil.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Just a little cooking spray.
Yep.
And then that way we don't have as much of a mess to clean up at the end.
It's always
And
a good thing.
This is just a little guy.
Yeah.
That's okay. All right.
Okay.
So then we have the rest of our enchilada sauce. So we just give it a little bit on each here. And then we can't forget the cheese.
No. Just
So then,
sprinkle it all on.
We don't have to put quite all of it on there,
Okay.
but just
Are you sure?
unless you want to, that's fine with
We're
me.
in Wisconsin.
Exactly. And because the zucchini is sliced so thin, we can cook it for about 15 minutes and it will be ready to go. We don't have to do anything to it in advance.
Sure. Just enough, and the chicken's obviously already cooked. So just enough to kind of melt the cheese, I guess.
Yeah, that looks perfect, don't you think?
Okay.
All right, so we'll get these in the oven.
All right.
So with the chicken, there's a couple different ways you can do it. Now, if it's frozen, you can go ahead and defrost it in the microwave.
Okay.
Or you could do it in water too. So you could submerge it in warm water.
Okay.
But you just want to cook it right away. You don't want to leave it sitting out.
Sure.
Food
sure.
safety.
And do you put it in a Ziploc bag if you're going to do the water
Yeah,
option?
or
Okay.
if it's in its container and tightly wrapped,
Okay.
you could put it in water there too.
Okay.
And then you want to make sure it's fully cooked. When you go to cook it, you want to make sure it reaches 165.
Okay.
So I temp it in lots of different places to make sure, because sometimes they're a little uneven.
Right, yeah. And what if you don't have a meat thermometer?
I would get one.
Okay. But if I don't, and I have one.
So
if I don't have one and I'm cooking it tonight and
So it makes it really difficult if you don't have one because you're never going to know what the temperature is.
Sure.
Now you can kind of test it, like if it's a full chicken breast, if it's squishy. I
Okay.
don't know what better word to use
Sure,
other than
yeah,
squishy.
yeah.
It's definitely not done, but if it's firm, then
Yeah.
it's done.
Okay.
And you can cut it open and see it's in the thickest spot.
Sure.
But you will lose a little juice with that.
Sure.
So it's
And-
best to
yeah.
get a thermometer.
Yeah,
Just-
okay. And if you're cutting it open, you just don't want pink, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
You want it to be fully white.
Sure, okay. All right, but make sure you get that meat thermometer.
Exactly.
Oh,
Don't they look awesome?
that looks fantastic. Cheese is all melty.
I know, and you can really use any type of cheese. You could use mozzarella. We had some sharp cheddar and Monterey Jack, so we
Sure.
just threw those on there. So
Okay.
it's super delicious. So you can go ahead and serve them up. I mean, I think they're pretty cute. They look
They
like
are.
enchiladas.
They do.
And you could really use any type of protein too. You could also make
Sure.
these vegetarian if you wanted to use like black beans
Sure, or
or
tofu,
pinto beans.
or,
Now I lost some cheese here, and we need that.
yeah. You don't want to leave that behind.
Exactly. And I made a little bit of a mess, but you know what? It's not the kitchen if it's not
There
a
you
mess.
go.
So then there are lots
cool.
of different things you can put on the enchiladas. So
Sure.
we just have some guacamole. You could use Greek yogurt. You could add
Ooh.
some cilantro. You could do avocados, whatever you have. And then some salsa. And I buy the spicy, so I hope you like a little bit of spice.
That's all right.
Is that okay?
Yeah. It's going to have to be.
Gonna have to be all right. Awesome. So that's it. A
Well,
nice
they
little
look
healthy dinner.
fantastic. I'm very excited to try this.
I'm gonna let you taste it. I've had it, so I want to know what you think.
That doesn't feel like I'm being set up for anything.
What do you think?
That is fantastic. Yeah, that's got a little heat in it. No, that's fantastic. It's a little lighter with the zucchini
Yes.
instead of having a traditional tortilla wrap. So yeah,
but
yeah,
I think
it's
you'd still-
fantastic.
I think you'd still be just as full because it's got that protein in there too.
Absolutely.
So I like that. You know, saying it's lighter, but it's not going to be not filling, which
Absolutely.
is a good thing. So I'm glad you like it. I love how colorful it is.
Yes,
So cool.
yeah, it's beautiful, and everybody's looking to get rid of zucchini
That's true.
this time of year.
Yes.
So now you don't have to be afraid to take it because you're had enough zucchini bread. You have another option.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll see you next time.